People think they know Newburgh, but most never see it. A city with history, challenges, and stories hidden behind every street.
My family had owned a grocery store on the corner of Liberty and Clinton Street for about 10 years.
Corey Allen grew up here. He saw the streets change generation by generation, and he knows the people who lived through it.
Back in the days, we had a school called Montgomery Street School. It was a black school. All the teachers there most of the teachers there were black, and my Aunt Brenda and my Uncle Jane used to work there.
Newburgh was once a place where neighborhoods connected, schools were community anchors, and families built businesses that drew visitors from near and far.
People from New York City used to come up here to shop, the waterfront and on Broadway. And you can ask everybody in Newburgh, back in the days, people from New York City would come up here to shop for clothes and all that stuff.
But over time, industries closed, jobs vanished, and city redevelopment reconfigured neighborhoods. Plans that promised progress often left vacant lots and empty streets.
I'm third generation, fourth in some cases. When I was a child, Newburgh was whole. And it hasn't been since the end of my education. So in the 40s and 50s, when I was a girl, Newburgh was 4 square miles completely and intensely built. So there weren't any empty spaces. Streetscape was dense, and every street led to another, and all neighborhoods were kind of in touch with each other. That's the biggest difference.
The city attempted to follow the model of larger cities, hoping massive redevelopment would revive it. But Newburgh was small, and many plans were too big to succeed.
So instead of trying to fix what was broken and stay small, we dreamed of being big. And we had that, there's the constant expression, build it and they will come. We had this theory, clear it and they will come. We thought massive development, big shipping port or a big med tech university, or there were literally scores and scores of ideas floated, but all of them were beyond our administrative capability to carry out.
Still, the heart of Newburgh is in its people. Families who remain, stories passed down, and a future they want to shape themselves.
I am who I am because of Newburgh made me who I am. In 10 to 20 years, I want to see the folks that were displaced, the descendants of those folks that were displaced, to be at the forefront of what's going on. But the folks that weren't connected to that land should be the last people to say anything about what needs to go down there. And what goes on in Newburgh for the next 10 to 20 years should start from, one, a position of justice. Getting those folks that were robbed indemnified.
Newburgh's story isn't just about what it lost. It's about who it has left behind and the people determined to see the city remain a place they can call home. It's a city shaped by its past, facing the future, and held together by those who know it the best.